And okay, feel free to go ahead, Brett.
Okay. First thing is a housekeeping issue. If I sent you the initial copy that had a 2015 to 2016, I unfortunately sent you wrong dates. It was supposed to say 2020 through 2023. So just a little housekeeping issue. There might have been a mix up on the cover sheet. I apologize for that, but I just wanted to get that taken care of. Do you have a preference whether I go over it first or if I read the statement? Do you have a preference?
Whatever you prefer, Brett.
Okay. It's pretty short. Employee work year, add reserve one existing pre-service contract start day for classroom preparation. That's one thing we've been hearing a lot from our side, that as education has gone on, we've started to push the open houses more and more before the start of school, and that gives individuals less of a chance to get their classrooms ready for the public to come in. So that's one thing we're asking the district to take into consideration. The other one is in sick leave, change that 8 days to 15 for family. That's another thing that we've been hearing from our people, that unfortunately sometimes 8 days isn't enough depending on how many people they have in their family. Like I said before, the duration, extend the contract out 2 years, and then total financial 3.48. So those are the issues. And then I just have a brief statement. On behalf of the Ottumwa Education Association, I would like to thank our partners at the Ottumwa Community School District for the opportunity to make the statement. I've been negotiating for the Ottumwa Education Association with the Ottumwa School District for 20 years. In that time, there have been a number of extenuating circumstances that have made for difficult bargaining conditions. COVID-19, the virus which is causing so much disruption, is just a unique hurdle that both parties must navigate to reach a final and equitable settlement. The Ottumwa Education Association realizes that each party finds itself in uncharted waters and bargaining under unusual circumstances. That is why the association has crafted an initial proposal that we feel is reasonable and can provide a vehicle for a quick and equitable settlement that addresses the needs of both parties. It is my sincere hope that even with the difficulties we are currently facing, each side will be able to overcome the obstacles in front of us and continue on with our main mission, which is the education of our community's children. So, I did get a copy of your response. I have not had a time. This is a whole lot more difficult than doing it in person. I had a couple technical difficulties. I have not had time to really take a look at your initial in much detail. I've just skimmed it. So as for much of a response, I don't think we have one at this point. So.
Okay, Brett, I did have one question on the association's proposal.
Okay.
I just wanted to verify how the 3.48 financial piece was calculated. Maybe if there was a number, like an amount on the base, and then that was total package, or just what it was referring to, so we know what we're looking at.
John, taking your numbers, and I appreciated the information that you gave me, and the way I calculated it was, I think it was 1.46 to age the index a year. And then as I took a look at the information, I thought it was 0.27% to add $100 on the base. Okay. Initially, what we were talking about is aging the index and $750 on the base. But like I did when I skimmed your proposal back, these are interesting times. The last time I talked to you about health insurance, you said it was hot. Well, in the 3 or 4 weeks since I've talked to you, I'm sure it hasn't gotten much better. I'm just, our initial proposal was that, but if you have some more information, we would be willing to take a look at how to distribute the money so it is most beneficial to our members.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. That clarifies it. And just to give a little information, the health insurance picture for the association actually doesn't look like it would change for the upcoming year.
Okay.
There's actually maybe a little downward pressure because of the postponement and cancellation of non-elective services.
Okay.
But yeah, no significant changes from the last time we talked.
I do have a question, John. I mean, I've been reading some articles that say even, if we don't have high usage, could this pandemic cause such a crush on the medical system that it could cause a huge jump in just the amount of what it costs just for some of the basic things anymore?
I don't have an answer for that right now. We do have a meeting with our insurance representative next week, I believe, on the 12th, where we do have our renewal information from Wellmark. I think it came before things really spun out of control, so I'm hopeful that it doesn't look too different, but we'll know more at that time. So we'll definitely make sure to relay that information to the association.
Okay, I would appreciate that, John. Thank you very much.
You bet. So I don't think we had any other questions on the proposal. So I think Nicole's gonna share ours, and then we'll see if you guys have any questions.
Okay.
So I first want to start by thanking you guys to be willing to do this electronically. I know it's a lot more challenging, kind of a new world we're living in for the time being, but really appreciate your willingness to move forward on this for the betterment of the district. I'm going to start with point 1. Regarding Addendum C extra duty assignments, the board initially proposes Addendum C initial proposal attached. So you guys can look through that. We tried to create some consistency to that document and some equitability to the various positions. Regarding base wages, the board initially proposes a $250 increase to the current base wage with a single step advancement for all certified employees. And regarding the duration, the board proposes 1 year. The board has 3 main points in our initial proposal to the Ottumwa Education Association. Our first point is to address the Addendum C percentages that have been part of the negotiated contract for years. It's been agreed upon by all parties that this list was created years ago, has continued to grow and evolve as new activities and responsibilities have developed, and has not been looked at in its entirety for quite some time. It became evident in recent years that there are responsibilities listed that no longer exist, inequities in compensation for those that do, and new opportunities that are not yet reflected in our current document. As a result of that, we sought the input of current administrators, athletic and activities directors, as well as coaches and sponsors to try to get a current reality of the details like the purpose of the activity, length of club activity or season, how often and how long are the meetings and practices, what percentage of this support happens during the day versus outside of contract hours, how many students typically participate. This draft we are sharing with you today is our best effort to synthesize all of the data we gathered and present it in a tiered model that organizes activities and compensation percentages based on the factors listed above. It's definitely a starting point, but we feel like we really did see quite a bit of input and feedback to try to get something that was equitable. Our second point is in regards to base wages. The board initially proposes advancing all staff 1-step movement and an increase to base wages of $250. This offer generates a total package settlement amount of 2.16% and allocates approximately $476,000 of additional funds to certified employees. The average salary increases for employees with this offer are 2.19%, with 40% of certified staff receiving an increase of over 3%. The board's initial proposal takes into consideration the abrupt economic decline as a result of COVID-19 health emergency and the financial instability and uncertainty that this has created. While the legislature has passed a 2.3% increase to SSA for the 2020-21 school year, there have been discussions indicating the possibility for changes to this rate. Initial estimates of the effects to state revenue as a result of COVID-19 health emergency ranges from 15 to 25% decline. And if this is the case, those declines are likely to flow through local school districts. By offering what we believe is a reasonable total package limited to the 2.3% increase to SSA, the district hopes to avoid difficult decisions in the future due to potential state budget cuts on the horizon. Our final point is in regards to the duration. The board wishes to propose a 1-year contract which will provide stability in the short term by allowing contracts to be issued to certified staff for the 2020-21 school year, while acknowledging that the future is very much uncertain at this time. Questions from you guys?
No, not at this time.
No questions. No,
Okay, Carol, I just wanted to note you should be unmuted now.
no, I figured out, I think what was wrong on my end.
Okay, very good. Okay, well, if there's no questions, I think this was just the exchange portion. So
Mhm.
we will certainly be in touch to set up an additional session, probably through these same means, but we're getting better at it as we go. There's been a lot of this. So we thank you for everybody's patience dealing with this. And I'm going to go ahead and have Tyler end the live stream now. So thank you very much. And
Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Wait,
Hold
Thanks.
it, Carol has
Dana
something.
has a wait.
Yes, go ahead, Dana.
okay, so John, you realize if we bargain via Zoom or have Zoom sessions, we're really gonna have to have either three rooms or three Zooms going on so that we have a joint one and a caucus for each side, right?
Yes,
Yes.
and we had a little experience with this with another group. It worked out fairly well. So we're confident we'll be sure to share all that information that we have to try to make that work.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
Thanks, Carol.
Thank you.
thank you.
I'm gonna end the meeting.
Okay, and our group will convene at 4:30.
Okay.
Okay,
And-
Bye-bye.
bye.